You know what's absolutely fetch about the McRib? Everything and nothing. Because when you want one, good luck finding it. The McRib is arguably the most famous sandwich in America that you can't actually buy. It's pork, slathered in tangy barbecue sauce, topped with onions and pickles and served on a homely little bun. It has inspired near religious devotion, internet tracking tools, and more conspiracy theories than Area 51. McDonald's has been playing this game since 1981. They release it, they take it away, they bring it back, they vanish it again, and every single time, people lose their freaking minds. But here's the question nobody at McDonald's will give you a straight answer about. Why? Why can't you just have a McRib whenever you want? What's McDonald's hiding? Today we're going to crack open one of fast food's greatest mysteries and expose the real reason or reasons why the McRib remains the Bigfoot of the drive-thru menu, and I promise you, the truth is way more interesting than you think. The origin story. Let's rewind to 1981. McDonald's is already a global empire, but they've got a problem. Chicken. Specifically, the McNugget is about to launch nationwide, and they're terrified they won't have enough chicken to meet the demand. Enter Rene Arend, a Luxembourgish chef who had already created the Egg McMuffin. McDonald's corporate basically said, "Hey, Rene, can you make us something with pork? You know, just in case we run out of chicken." This is like your backup plan. Arend came up with a boneless pork patty molded into the shape of ribs, because apparently if you're gonna fake it, you might as well fake it all the way, and then just doused it in barbecue sauce. The McRib was born not out of innovation or culinary inspiration, but out of supply chain anxiety. Remember that, because it's important. The original McRib launched in Kansas in 1981 and was actually pretty successful, and McDonald's rolled it out nationwide by 1982. But here's where things get weird. By 1985, it was gone, pulled from the menu entirely. The McRib had failed. But then something strange happened. In 1994, McDonald's brought it back as a limited time offer, and people went absolutely bonkers. Lines around the block, sold out stores, mass hysteria. The McRib had somehow transformed from a failed menu item into a cultural phenomenon simply by being unavailable. The theories. So let's address the rumors you've probably heard because they're everywhere. Theory 1, there's not enough pork. This one sounds reasonable at first because the logic says that if McDonald's offered the McRib at all 13,000 plus locations year-round, the sheer volume of pork required would break the supply chain. Pork suppliers couldn't keep up, prices would skyrocket, and McDonald's would be stuck paying premium rates for an already low-margin sandwich. Here's the thing. This theory is mostly garbage. McDonald's is the single largest purchaser of beef in the United States. They serve billions with a B of hamburgers each year. If they can secure enough beef to feed a small nation's worth of Big Macs daily, they can absolutely source enough pork shoulder for a sandwich. Let's not forget, Subway serves pork products year-round without spontaneously combusting. So does every other fast food chain with pork on the menu. But, and here's where it gets interesting, there is a grain of truth here, not about availability, but about price. Theory 2, it's about pork prices. Now we're getting somewhere. Pork is a commodity, which means its price fluctuates based on supply and demand. Weather affects pig farming. Disease outbreaks like African swine fever can devastate herds. Trade policies impact import and export costs. The price of pork can swing wildly from month to month. And here's the kicker. There's a documented pattern. Investigative food writers have actually tracked this. When pork prices hit multi-year lows, the McRib comes back. In 2005, 2006, 2011, all years when wholesale pork prices bottomed out, guess what? The McRib came right back. Willy Staley wrote about this in the All back in 2011, and he found that the McRib's return almost perfectly correlates with troughs in pork futures prices. It's not magic, it's arbitrage. McDonald's waits until pork is cheap, buys a massive quantity at a discount, cranks out millions of McRibs, and maximizes profit margins. Then when the pork prices rise again, they pull it off the menu. They're not managing scarcity, they're managing a commodity portfolio like they're trading on Wall Street. Theory 3, artificial scarcity creates demand. Yes, the Disney Vault strategy. Remember when Disney would release movies for a limited time and then lock them away for 7 years, and everyone would rush to buy the VHS tapes like the world was ending? McDonald's might be doing the same thing. By making the McRib scarce, they create urgency. FOMO, the fear of missing out, you know what that is because you suffer from it, is a hell of a drug. You might not care about the McRib in July, but when November rolls around and McDonald's announces the McRib is back for a limited time only, suddenly, you need one right away, maybe even two, maybe three, maybe, like I will admit, multiple in one day. Hey, don't judge me, all right? The scarcity itself generates free marketing. News outlets write articles. Social media explodes. The McRib Locator website, it's a real thing. I've used it. Gets millions of hits. People create McRib fan pages. It's word-of-mouth advertising on steroids. And McDonald's doesn't have to spend a dime. Theory 4, people get tired of it. This is probably the theory McDonald's would least like to admit, but it's absolutely true. The McRib is rich, it's intense. That sauce is aggressively tangy and sweet. I know, because not only do I put it in my mouth, I slather it all over my body. You can eat one of the McRibs, maybe two, and then your taste buds stage a slight revolt. There's a reason that the McRib works as a limited time offer and not as a permanent menu item. It's the novelty of it. When it shows up once or twice a year, it's special, it's an event. But if it were available every day, sitting there next to the quarter pounder, it might become mundane. Sales would spike in week 1, plateau by week 3, and crater by week 4. McDonald's has decades of data on this. The Arch Deluxe, the McLobster, the McPizza, these were all items that failed as permanent fixtures because the novelty wore off. The McRib survives precisely because it never outstays its welcome. The real answer. So what's the actual reason McDonald's won't put the McRib on the menu full time? Hey, it's all of the above. This isn't a single conspiracy. It's a perfect storm of economic strategy, supply chain management, behavioral psychology, and old-fashioned corporate profiteering, and it's kind of brilliant. Let's break it down step by step. McDonald's waits for pork prices to crash, and when they do, they lock in massive purchase contracts at rock-bottom prices. This ensures their food costs are as low as possible, which is critical because the McRib's profit margins are already slim. The sandwich itself is made from restructured pork, essentially the meat industry's version of a hot dog, which includes the shoulder, the butt, tripe, the intestines, whatever. It's not premium rib meat. There's even a lawsuit that suggests there's no rib meat. It's pork trimmings ground up, mixed with binders, and pressed into a mold that vaguely resembles a rack of ribs. This keeps ingredient costs low, but they still need favorable commodity pricing to make the numbers work. Once they've secured the cheap pork, McDonald's announces the McRib's return. Cue the media frenzy. This scarcity model kicks in, people rush to stores, driven by urgency and nostalgia. McDonald's doesn't have to spend millions on advertising because the McRib markets itself. Fan blogs, X threads, TikTok videos, it's all free promotions. Sales explode in the first few weeks. McDonald's moves massive volume at relatively high menu prices, usually around $5 to $6 depending on the location. And here's the thing, they know from decades of data that demand won't sustain. By week 4 or 5, sales start declining. People have had their fix. The novelty is wearing off. So McDonald's pulls the plug before demand craters, leaving everyone wanting more. Then they wait. They wait as pork prices rise again. Then the McRib goes back into hibernation, and then the cycle repeats. It's not just about pork prices, it's not just about scarcity, it's not just about taste fatigue. It's all three orchestrated in perfect harmony to extract maximum profit from a sandwich that by all accounts should have died in 1985. So, the next time the McRib comes back, and it will, you'll know exactly what's happening. You'll recognize the carefully timed announcement, the media buzz, the FOMO, you'll see the strategy. But here's the thing, you're probably going to still want to buy one. I eat one for lunch and dinner when they are available, because even when you know you're being played like I do, the McRib is just that good at being exactly what it is. A sandwich you can't have unless you can, for a limited time only.